Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Welcome, everybody. That was beautiful, Brandy Mataji. Very nice. Very nice. Well done. All right. So welcome, everyone. Let me know if my connection becomes a little spotty or if my voice becomes spotty, then I'll just call in on my phone. Okay. So again, for those who just joined, if it's possible for you to keep your videos on, then that'll be great. Because after all, it's a festival day. And it'll be really nice for all of us to see each other. Okay. All right. So let's take a couple of minutes to recognize everybody who have just joined. You see Gaurav. Gaurav is over here along with Nitya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Gaurav Prabhu, how are you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm good.
How
are you doing, Prabhuji?
We are doing okay. I'm kind of doing okay. The weather has warmed up a lot over here. So,
even here, Prabhuji, it's very hot.
Very nice. Well, I mean, I prefer it like that, but maybe other people like it a little bit chillier during this time. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I prefer it.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shama Karuna Mataji. It's always such an honor to see you. Always. And you're muted, just so you know, but.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to you as well. So nice to see you. Okay, and then we go all the way to Louisville for Manit and Bhavit. Hare Krishna, Manit and Bhavit. How are you both doing?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hope you're doing good. We're doing good also, Prabhuji.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, we see Riddhima and Radhana. Radhana, Hare Krishna, how are you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. And Venkatesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna to you as well.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat
pranam to you. Are you doing okay, Prabhu?
Oh yes, Prabhuji. We are all doing okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. How are you,
nice.
Prabhuji?
I'm doing okay, Prabhu. So nice to see you. Okay.
So nice to see you too, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gopal Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Devi Murti Mataji.
Yes, I'm her incarnation there. She's dressing Nityananda up.
Oh, okay, so, okay. Yeah, I know that. Okay.
The last minute dots. So
I'm so looking forward to that. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for organizing this wonderful festival and
we all
inspiring all of us so much and doing everything that you're doing. It's so wonderful.
Well, we're all trying to do the best we can. So nothing will be successful if all of us don't come together.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mathura Priya Prabhu. How are you?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm good, Prabhu. How are you?
Very good. I see that you are going with the, Bhakti Vedanta. No, not Bhakti Vinod Thakur look. So you're trying to keep a beard?
Yeah, maybe? I was. I did not did shave from like 2 days.
Okay, no problem. It's okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, you look handsome.
He is showing his wisdom.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hare Krishna. Soumya, how are you doing?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm good.
Wow, Soumya is already in the spiritual world with all these spiritual vibrations going on behind her. It looks like she's talking to us from Goloka Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. All right. I think those are all the videos that I can see. Bharti Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Satish Prabhu. Hare Krishna DK Sharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Ji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All right, so let's begin. And I was thinking what we could do is let's hear from Gopal Hari Prabhu. Because Gopal Hari Prabhu is very esteemed and honorable personality. He's very well learned. And after all, we are meeting on to celebrate the occasion of Nityananda Trayodashi. Although it happened a couple of days back, but still, nevertheless, this is a great opportunity for us to hear a little bit uh, from Gopal Hari Prabhu. So Prabhu, if it's okay with you, if you can please just kick us off by talking a little bit for maybe about 5-10 minutes, that would be very wonderful.
Prabhu, thank you for engaging me in this service. But I definitely don't have any special insight into this. So I'll just try my best to say something to glorify Lord Nityananda, just a few minutes, because I know we all have wonderful things prepared to offer to Lord Nityananda. So, 1 second, we're just trying to get the feedback. Okay. So I thought that I could read one verse that establishes the glories of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, establishes their supremacy as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because I think for many of us, including myself, we all understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We all can deeply appreciate, or you could say, understand that point, at least on an intellectual level. But understanding that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are also the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sometimes difficult, even for, you could say, long-time devotees. How do we actually understand? Because they're not always, visible in all the Vedic scriptures. So I'll just start with one very beautiful verse from the Bhagavatam. I'll share it here and we can read it. It's also a verse that Srila Prabhupada quoted very often. So I'll just, it's here. It's, okay, and I'll share the screen. Can all of you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayay Yajantihi Sumedhasa Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayay Yajantihi Sumedhasa. And this is the translation. Would someone like to read the translation? How about who would like to read the translation?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, in this age of Kali, intelligent persons will perform congregational chanting. So, Yagyai Sankirtana, not Kirtan, but Sankirtan, Kirtan together. Congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied, so he is Krishna Varnam. He speaks the names of Krishna, Akrishnam, but his color is not black. So one of the meanings of the word Krishna is black, because Krishna's color is darkish blue, blackish color. And Krishna also means the most attractive person, Akarshati. So there are many meanings to this word Krishna, but one meaning is black. So Akrishna is the opposite of black. which is golden. So he is Krishna Varnam, speaking the syllables Krishna, but he is Akrishna. He is not black, he is golden. And when the Lord appears, he always appears not alone, but he appears with his associates, and he appears with his weapons, and he appears with his entourage. So he is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. And it's described that any incarnation of the Lord, if it is an incarnation of God, is predicted in the Vedic scriptures. This is how we know that this person is God. Because, when we say Lord Chaitanya is God, is Krishna, and Nityananda is his brother, Balaram, then others can also come and say that, my guru is also God. And there are Hindu traditions like this. They're saying, my guru is God. So what proof do we have that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That proof is given if that person is predicted in the Vedic scriptures. So Lord Chaitanya's prediction is here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, which is speaking particularly about the age of Kali. And it's described that the Lord appears in this age as Lord Chaitanya, as Krishna himself is Lord Chaitanya in this age. So I'll just read one or two paragraphs of the purport. This same verse is quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 3, verse 52. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has given the following commentary on this verse. So remember, the 11th canto was translated by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. That's why they're saying Prabhupada wrote a commentary on this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is now Prabhupada's purport on this verse, which he didn't write in the Bhagavatam, but he wrote it in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and now it's being placed here by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Quote, this text is from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam known as the Krama Sandarbha, wherein he says that the Lord also appears with a golden complexion. That golden Lord Krishna is Lord Chaitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. That is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Garga Muni, who said that although the child Krishna was blackish, he also appears in three colors, red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexions in Satyayuga and Tretayuga ages respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color, yellow or gold, until he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, who is known as Gaura Hari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varnam means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoying transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. Varnayati means utters or describes. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also. And because he is Krishna himself, whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by seeing Lord Krishna, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu Tattva. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Sango Pangasta Parshadam further indicates that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. But by his super excellent beauty, he subdues all the people of the age. In this sense, the Lord sometimes used weapons to defeat the Nirvana. But in this age, the Lord subdues them with his all-attractive figure as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that his beauty is his astra, or weapon, to subdue the demons. Because he is all-attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods lived with him as his companions. His acts were uncommon and his associates wonderful. When he propagated the Sankirtan movement, he attracted many great scholars and acharyas, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his best associates like Lord Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. So I'm going to stop here and we can discuss this verse now a little more. Om Jnanam Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave. So here, Prabhupada is so amazingly describing the glorious characteristics of Krishna as Lord Chaitanya, or Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya. And he's saying, this verse is saying, and then he's explaining that when Krishna appears, he never appears alone. He appears with his associates, his servants, his weapons, and his confidential companions. So we just read this in this incarnation, or you could say not incarnation. Lord Chaitanya is actually not an incarnation of the Lord. He is actually the Lord. So in this form, as Lord Chaitanya, what are the Lord's weapons? What is his weapon? So Krishna appears in this world to destroy the demoniac, to establish the principles of religion. So when he came as Krishna, he used his Sudarshan Chakra a few times. That was his weapon, the Narayanastra, Sudarshan Chakra. So in this form, as Lord Chaitanya, what is his weapon?
The holy name.
The holy name. Okay, the holy name is his weapon. Very good.
His beauty.
His beauty. Who said that?
This is Satish Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Satish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
so his beauty. Yes, very good. So he said the holy name, his beauty,
His love.
his love. Who said that?
Prabhuji, I'm Manit.
Manit, Hare Krishna Manit. So his love, okay.
His mercy.
His mercy, very good. Yes, his mercy also. Any others? Any other thoughts?
Dham, Prabhuji, his dham.
His dham or his nam? Which one are you saying?
Dham, I was saying.
Dham, okay, his dham. Mayapur, yes, Mayapur dham. Actually, that's very true, yes. So, all of these answers are correct. That the Lord, in this form, he appears with his weapons. He has many weapons. And the one that Srila Prabhupada particularly mentions in the purport is the beauty. The Lord appears with his beauty. The Lord appears, his beauty is so, Lord Chaitanya is so beautiful that simply by his beauty, people would become devotees. Now, we cannot see Lord Chaitanya right now. So that beauty of the Lord, it appears through the mercy of the holy name. So we become attracted by the beauty of the name of the Lord. And that's what attracts us to Krishna. So that beauty of the holy name is Lord Chaitanya's beauty. Or we can say also the beauty of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Bhagavatam is said it's the body of Lord Chaitanya. It's a form of Lord Chaitanya. So in this day and age, everything is very inauspicious. People have very short lives. There's no good culture. There's, people are always quarrelsome. There's hypocrisy. There's war, pestilence, hunger, poverty, disease. So there's so many troubles in this day and age. But this verse is saying that although this age is an ocean of faults, although there's so many troubles, there's one thing that is the benediction for this age, and that is Lord Chaitanya's mercy, which comes through the holy name. That is the holy name. And therefore, those who are intelligent, Sumedha, who are very intelligent, they will take to the holy name, because they'll see that when, when everything is so bad, then this is the thing that is good. This is the redeeming factor. So let me take advantage of it. They'll take the holy name and they'll make their life successful. And therefore, they are the most intelligent persons. And for this reason, we can understand that anyone who becomes a devotee of the Lord is very, very intelligent, is the most intelligent person. Therefore, we should never think that they are ordinary souls, or we should never, belittle them. Oh, they're some devotees think, oh, they're from a low birth or low caste or something like this. Because if anyone becomes a devotee, they have to be the most intelligent person, and that is why they've become a devotee of the Lord. So the Lord's weapons are His beauty, and that beauty is through the holy name. So the holy name is one of His weapons, and His mercy, His love, His compassion. And that is His great weapon, that in this day and age He is freely distributing what no one else had distributed in previous ages. When Krishna appears in previous ages, He gives very high standards to reach Him. But in this day and age, the Lord is saying, you just chant the name of the Lord, and whatever your shortcoming is, I will fulfill it. So, therefore, His mercy is His most important characteristic in this age. So, Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Krishna is the perfect, He's the perfect pastime doer. All of His pastimes are just so beautiful with the gopis. So He's Leela Purushottam. He's the best of players. That's what it means. Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Maryada means ethics, morals. He is the ideal human being. He is the ideal person. Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. And Lord Chaitanya, what is He? Who knows?
Karuna, Kripa.
Karuna Purushottam, that's, yes, very close. He is known as Prema Purushottam.
Prema. Okay.
He is the best of lovers. His love is so great, is Prema Purushottam. In His love, He enraptures everyone. He doesn't leave anyone. In his loving embrace, He gets the most fallen. And therefore, being fallen in this age becomes a qualification, not a disqualification, to get the Lord's mercy. And therefore, our acharyas, they have very proudly told Lord Chaitanya that I am the most fallen. Therefore, I have right to your mercy first. And this you see in the mood of the devotees also, that they have this mood. That the ones who are very advanced, they consider themselves very fallen, very unworthy. And therefore, they become proper recipients. So this is His characteristic, that He liberates the most fallen and makes them the best. And in order to fulfill this mission that He has, this particular aspect of Lord Chaitanya is personified by Lord Nityananda. By Lord Nityananda. Because Lord Nityananda, he takes the form of the Lord's weapons. Balaram is also the Lord's weapon. So his weapon is compassion, and therefore it is personified by Lord Nityananda. Because he is even more compassionate than Lord Chaitanya. And this is why this day is actually the most special day for Vaishnavas, for devotees of the Lord. And those of you who have come are actually genuine devotees, because you understand this fact, that this day is the most special day, because without Lord Nityananda's mercy, Lord Nityananda's mercy is the most valuable thing that we have, because that makes it successful for us. And Lord Nityananda is represented or personified by the spiritual master. Lord Nityananda has the role of the guru or the spiritual master. And therefore, I was actually just reading in the Bhagavad Gita, we are reading in chapter 13. Srila Prabhupada, in one of those verses, he writes that by the mercy of the spiritual master, even if we are unable to follow all the rules and regulations perfectly, we can still attain the Lord. And by the mercy of the spiritual master, we are easily able to follow the rules and regulations. So Prabhupada says both things very clearly. So it's by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, if we're struggling in our spiritual life, then it is by his mercy that the whole process will become very, very easy and very sublime. And so today is like the day of the bonus points, where if we pray to Lord Nityananda, the spiritual obstacles that we have, they will be removed. They can be removed. And if we pray to Lord Nityananda, then whatever we are struggling with, we can easily overcome that struggle by his mercy. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita says is that things that are very difficult become very easy by remembering the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So please don't take this day lightly. It's a very, very special day. Lord Nityananda's mercy is amazing, and the story of Jagai Madhai demonstrated this. He takes great pleasure and great pride in helping those who are least deserving. And so his mercy is greater than our shortcomings. So by his mercy, we can, anyone can attain the Lord. And if we say that we are too fallen to attain the Lord, then actually, that even Lord Nityananda's mercy cannot free us, then actually we are criticizing Lord Nityananda. We are disrespecting his mercy, because his mercy is unlimited, and therefore his mercy is greater than our shortcomings. So with this thought, we can, and the process of getting his mercy, is Sankirtan. So Kirtan means chanting, Sankirtan means chanting together. So the yoga dharma of this age is the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names. So when we chant together, when we come together and we chant, and we pray to Lord Nityananda, then we get his mercy. So I think this is a good point to stop. And Lord Nityananda ki.
Yay. Thank you so much, Gopal Hari Prabhu. That was wonderful. And that set the right tone in the right mood for our festival today. And so what better way to continue than to take darshan of Lord Nityananda? And it seems like somebody in your household has dressed up like Lord Nityananda. So perhaps we can start over there.
Okay, I'm giving it to
Oh, okay. I'll spot that over there. Okay, there you go. Jai. Mataji, your audio is muted. If you unmute that, then we might be able to even hear Nityananda Prabhu. Bless us.
Hare Krishna. My name is Lord Nityananda. I am a servant of Lord Chaitanya. I have come to deliver the fallen souls became of Kali Yuga. Please chant. Yeah. Please chant with me. Please chant with me. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Nityananda ki.
Lord Nityananda ki.
Jai.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Oh my God, our hearts are melting. Just sing. You are absolutely
Okay.
right, Prabhu. One
Oh,
of
you're muted, Prabhu.
Nityananda's. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu? Prabhu, are you able to hear me? Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Anybody?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can.
We can
Oh,
hear you,
okay.
Prabhuji.
All right. Gopal Hari Prabhu, are you able to hear me? Okay, I'm not able to hear you. You're muted. It seems like you're still muted.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what I was saying is you're absolutely right. One of the most important weapons was the beauty of Lord Nityananda, and this was so aptly demonstrated. Hare Krishna, that was incredibly beautiful. That was wonderful. Very sweet, very nice. Very nicely done. All right, so we'll move on to the next part. And why not we have a small song now? So if Nitya Mataji is there, she can sing Nadia Godru Mein.
Yes, Hare Prabhuji.
All right.
Nadia Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan. Nadia Godru mein Nityananda Mahajan. Paniya Chelam Hata Divera Karan. Paniya Chelam Hata Divera Karan. Shadavan Jana Hai, Shadavan Jana Hai, Shadavan Jana Hai, Shadavan Jana Hai. Babura Ragnai Bai Magiya Pita. Babura Ragnai Bai Magiya Pita. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Gora Krishna, Krishna. Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Gora Krishna, Krishna. Aparada Shunya Hoy Loha Krishna Nam. Aparada Shunya Hoy Loha Krishna Nam. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. Krishna Samsara Goro Chari Anachar. Krishna Samsara Goro Chari Anachar. Jivadaya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar. Jivadaya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharma Sar. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Radha.
That was beautiful. Very beautiful. That was beautiful. Very well done, Nitya. Wonderful. And in fact, why don't we turn to the handsome man right next to you and ask him to recite a shloka?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Today I'll be reciting the 12 names of Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu, and the glories of reciting these 12 names of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. They were both written by Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Nityanando Avadutendo Vasudapana Vallabha Janavi Jivitapati Krishna Prema Pada Prabhu Padmavati Sutta Shriman Sachinandana Purvajaha Bhavon Mato Jagatrata Bhakta Gaura Kalevaraha Shri Nityananda Chandasya Nama Dvadashakam Shubham Yaidam Patiham Pata Pati Uttaya Pati Naraha Saklesha Hito Bhutva Papnu Yatsva Manotam Turnam Chaitanya Devasya Karuna Bhajanam Bhavet. This is the slokas, Prabhuji. Thank you so
That
very
was
much.
amazing. Wow, you actually memorized it?
Yes, Prabhuji, I memorized this.
Okay. Would you like also to translate it for us real quick?
Yes, Prabhuji. These are the 12 names, Prabhuji. So, Nityananda, he who is constantly the first personification and the ever expanding embodiment of the eternal and supreme blissful mellows of Lord Gauranga Krishna's pure unalloyed love. Avadutendu, the transcendental moon of the divine madness of love, completely untainted by his own material energy. Vasudha Prana Vallabha, the most dear and beloved life breath of Srimati Vasudha Devi, the direct incarnation of Lord Balarama's wife Varuni Devi. Janavi Jivitapati, the eternal divine husband of Srimati Janavi Devi, the incarnation of Lord Balarama's wife Srimati Revati Devi, and the maintainer and sustainer of her life and soul. Krishna Prema Pada, he who bestows pure, unalloyed, and ecstatic love for Lord Krishna's holy name, poem, pastimes, and lotus feet. Prabhu, the supreme Lord and master of all the devotees and all the souls and the spiritual and material creations. Padmavati Sutta, the most beloved, darling, and divine son of Srimati Padmavati Devi. Shriman, he is of splendorous transcendental majesty and is the eternal husband of the goddess of fortune. Sachinandana Purvajaha, the most beloved elder brother of the Supreme Lord Gauranga, the divine son of Mother Sachi. Bhavan Mata, whose bodily form is continuously maddened and inundated overwhelming ecstatic emotions of pure love. Jagatrata, the savior of the whole creation, including the spiritual and material world. Bhakta Gaura Kalevaraha, he whose divine bodily complexion and radiance is golden tinged with red. This is the glorious Prabhuji, this is the translation. That most fortunate person who recites these 12 most auspicious holy names of the moon like Lord Nityananda Chandra each and every day upon arising in the morning, such a person very quickly becomes free from all miseries, obstacles, and difficulties in life and attains the fulfillment of all his or her most cherished and intimate desires in life. Very soon, such a person becomes the object and recipient of the supremely causeless mercy and compassion of the Supreme Lord Gauranga Deva. Prabhuji, this is the
Wonderful. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, both for the recitation and the translation and for sharing this wonderful information. Really appreciate it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All right, so why not we also now do a few more pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. So we'll turn to Soumya. Soumya Mataji, whenever you're ready, you can get started.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Nityananda is the eternal associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His garments resemble a cluster of blue lotus flowers, and his effulgence is said to surpass the grandeur of a rising moon at sunset. He has the carefree mood of a wild avadut, so absorbed is he in the love of Godhead, and no one knows what he will do next. Nityananda Prabhu was born in ISKCON, a small village in present West Bengal, around the year 1474. The village of ISKCON was completely absorbed in the love of little Nitai, where he spent first 12 years of his earthly life. In the 13th year, a traveling sannyasi, said to be the famous Lakshmipati Tirtham, enchanted by Nitai's devotion and service, requested Nitai from his parents as a traveling companion. Nityananda Prabhu made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 1506 when he was 32 years old, and the Lord 20 years. A temple called Sri Gaura Nityananda commemorates this meeting place in Nadia. His mercy knew no bounds, and people fortunate to come in contact with him were inundated with the love of Godhead. He extended his mercy to even fallen souls like Jagai and Madai. He married Janva Devi and Vasudha. Lord Nityananda wound up his earthly pastimes by merging into the deity of Krishna known as Bankamana, not far from Ekachakra. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for sharing that, Soumya. It was wonderful. All right, so why not we have one more shloka recitation and then we go from there, okay? Radhana, would it be possible for you to recite the shloka?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Go for it, whenever you're ready.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm going to recite a sloka from Nectar of Devotion. Anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karmani anavritam anukulya krishna silanam bhakti urtama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna fervently without desires for material profit or gain through material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotion service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Radhana. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Venkatesh Prabhu.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Is Mataji there as well? Then I can thank her as well.
Yes, Prabhuji, she is here, Prabhuji. She is sitting on the other
Okay.
side.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sure. Thank you so much, Mataji. You both trained Radhana so nicely. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. All right, so why not we have a small song now? So we'll turn to Devi Murthy Mataji for Nitai Pada Kamala.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Nitai Pada Kamala Murti Chandra Shikala Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shishikala Nishaya Jagrata Nishaya Jagrata
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was beautiful. And I loved how Sita was also bobbing her head up and down and keeping beat. And also she was joining in. That was really nice. Very, very wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll do another shloka recitation now. Bharti Mataji, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Will it be okay for you to do the shloka recitation now, Mataji?
Ji Prabhuji, ji.
Okay. Will it be possible for you to also share your video so we can show you?
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Chapter 9, the title is the most confidential knowledge. Text 14. Santatam tirtayanto mam yantascha vrataha namastascha mamam bhaktaya nityayukta upakate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. The point out in purport is the Mahatma is always engaged in different activities of devotional service as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He demigod or human beings. That is devotion. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnuham, and Smaranam. Remembering him. Such a Mahatma has frame determination to achieve at the ultimate and the association of the Supreme Lord in any one of the 5 transcendental rajas. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, bodily, and vocal, to everything in the service of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. That is called full Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
That was very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing that. Really appreciate that. All right, so why not we stay with our pattern and hear a short story. Brandy Mataji, would you like to share your story now?
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to share my own little experience that I had recently with what I feel is most definitely Lord Nityananda's special mercy on me. So for many different reasons I won't go into, but I kept wondering, like, what was the point of this? Krishna, it's funny, he plays jokes on us sometimes, but my last week in Florida, I ended up being in quarantine. And so I couldn't go to morning program or go to classes except for Zoomed in. So yeah, I was feeling like a little sad about that, you know. And everybody was planning to go to the Alachua Temple on Thursday. And I didn't think I was going to be able to go. And I also didn't even know if I was going to be leaving Gainesville before then. Like every day it was just like, okay, am I going to leave tomorrow? I didn't have a set plan until the day before I flew out. And I ended up getting to go to the temple. Whereas I totally thought for a whole week beforehand that I was just going to be alone in my quarantine room, a little sad. Of course, I was planning to listen to like Lord Nityananda pastimes and bhajans, etc. But I got to go, and I was feeling really greedy for Maha, and I wanted to ask for a Maha flower garland from Lord Nrsingadev before I left. And I had asked before and I had received. But this Mataji that I hadn't seen before at the end of the festival was the one who I was told to ask that day. And she had a different kind of character. She told me she didn't want to listen to me at the time because she was busy. So I didn't know what to do because I was like, oh my goodness, I leave tomorrow. Do I just not get the mercy and should I just move on or what? But there was this Prabhu who was standing there, and he was the one who was helping me, like, okay, ask her, you know, and I just kind of looked at him. I was like, I'm leaving to Indiana tomorrow. I'm sad. And he goes, okay, hold on, Mataji. And he goes and he comes back. And it was incredible. So I was asking for the Lord Nrsingadev Maha flower garland, and I even asked for this little pink flower that was in Radharani's hand she was holding. And I didn't get the little flower that Radharani was holding, but he came back with this. He came back with Lord Nityananda's Maha flower garland. One moment. Lord Nrsingadev. I don't know if I said Lord Nityananda, but anyways. And then he came back with a rose from the lotus feet of Krishna and a rose from the lotus feet of Radharani. And then also this sweet little tiny garland that I'm assuming was in Radharani's hair. So I didn't think I was going to be able to go and celebrate with everybody. And then I also was so greedy and I didn't think I was going to be able to get Maha. And I was let down because going to the temple wasn't enough, you know. And then this Prabhu came back with all of this. So I definitely felt like it was Lord Nityananda keeping me in Florida just that last day to be able to go celebrate with him and get all the extra special mercy to bring home with me, even though I don't at all feel worthy in the slightest. So yeah, to me it was very special, and I definitely have thanked Lord Nityananda for thinking that I am worthy. Hare Krishna, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much for sharing that. This is so uplifting and so joyful, and you know, it's also so hopeful for all of us. And I loved that, you know, the at least for me, the takeaway is ask and you shall receive. And that's about it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. All right, so why not we have another kirtan now, or another bhajan rather. Shama Karuna Mataji, would it be possible for you to sing your bhajan now?
Prabhuji, I have to tell a small quote of how to observe and fast on Nityananda Trayodashi. Can I just?
Oh, absolutely, Mataji. The floor is yours.
Nityananda Trayodashi is a celebration of the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu is the most intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya. Nittai Gaura, or worship together such like Krishna and Balram. On Nityananda Trayodashi, the devotees fast until noon, breaking fast with Ekadashi Prasad. All day being immersed in the pastimes of Nityananda by hearing class and chanting the holy name. After performing Abhisheka for the Gaura Nittai deities, a lively kirtan and sumptuous feast are offered in Nityananda's honor for the Lord's pleasure. Throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read of Nityananda's ecstatic Sankirtan pastimes throughout Bengal and Orissa, where he sometimes traveled alone as an Avaduta preacher and sometimes was the companion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his traveling party together. Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu enjoyed many ecstatic prasadam pastimes, and Nityananda was renowned for enthusiastically consuming immense quantities of Krishna prasadam. In honor of the transcendental personality Sri Nityananda, we offer an eclectic feast that attempts to reflect Nityananda's fiery preaching mood, his sometimes unexpected and astonishing activities, and his zeal for Harinam Sankirtan. A hearty kabli dal provides robust nourishment of chickpeas and savory buttermilk to energize the devotees with the Sankirtana mood. Channa pakora rice is pungent and sweet alongside. The Sankirtana naan is typical of the long-lasting bread preachers like Nityananda might have carried on their travels. We think of the beautiful image of Gaur Nittai dancing together, hands upraised in ecstasy, while preparing the Gaur Nittai twists, where blueberry, ginger, and cumin meet up with a saffron gold. The two are fried together in a savory twisted bread. So these are some of the savories and the delicacies prepared for Nityananda Trayodashi. That's what I got it, and it was very nice, so I thought of sharing it, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. I'm already feeling hungry. I was going to keep the prasadam at the end, but yeah. All right. Did you want to do the bhajan as well, Mataji?
But this is not about Nityananda's Prabhuji. It is different. It is.
It doesn't matter. That's okay.
विभावरी शेष आलोक प्रवेश निद्रा छाड़ी उठो जीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हय ग्रीवा Nrisimha Vamana Shri Madhusudhana Brajendra Nandana Shama Putana Ghatana Kaitapasatana Jaya Dasharatha Rama Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundaravara Ravanantakara Makanataskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari Brajira Rakhala Gopa Vrindapala Chitta Hari Vamsidhari Yogendra Vandana Shri Nandanandana Rajajana Bayahari Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamshi Vihari Yashoda Nandana Kamsa Nishodhana Nikunjara Savilasi Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrundavi Pinna Nivasi Ananda Vardhana Premani Ketana Hulasara Yojaka Kama Gopangana Gana Chitta Virudhana Samasta Guna Gana Dhama Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Pradesha Nidra Chadi Vutto Jiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, that was beautiful. You have such a wonderful singing voice, Mataji.
Thank
you. All right. We have Mataji, I'm guessing it's Mataji, Sahasra Anumula, who has put on her name, Sahasra. Okay. Does anybody know who's Sahasra Mataji? Sahasra Anumula?
She is, Prabhuji, she is one of our Sunday school participant.
Okay,
she's a young girl. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's here today.
Oh, she's not here. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that we missed her. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Okay. Why don't we have another shloka recitation then? DK Sharma Prabhu, Davinder Prabhu, would you like to go ahead and recite your shloka now? DK Sharma Prabhu, you might be on mute, Prabhu. DK Sharma Prabhu. I see you, but I don't hear you. All right, maybe we'll come back to him. Manit and Bhavit, are you ready for your bhajan now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right, go for it.
This is Shuddha Bhagata. I will share my screen. Okay, I'll start. Shuddha Bhagata Sharanarenu Bhajananukula Bhagata Seva Sharanasi Bhagata Seva Paramasi Premalati Karamula Madhavati Bhakti Janani Madhavati Bhakti Janani kori Krishna basati basati kori Krishna basati basati kori Paramadara Gori Gauramara Yesabasana Gauramara Yesabasana Gaurala Brahmana Range Sesabasana Hari Bohani Sesabasana Hari Bohani Pranaya Bhagata Sange Mirdange Badaya Sunite Mana Mirdange Badaya Sunite Mana Apsara Sada Jalati Gita Kitana Suni Ora Gita Kitana Suni Ananda Hridaya Nache Yugala Murti Dekhiya Mora Yugala Murti Dekhiya Mora Paramananda Hoya Pasada Seva Gorite Hoya Pasada Seva Gorite Hoya Sakala Prapanche Jaya Jedin Gahe Bhajan Dekhi Yedin Gahe Bhajan Dekhi Radhe Golak Bhaya Charana Sidhu Dekhiya Ganga Charana Sidhu Dekhiya Ganga Sukha Sasimha Paya Tulasi Dekhi Juraya Prana Tulasi Dekhi Juraya Prana Madhava Toshani Jani Gaura Priya Saka Sevana Gaura Priya Saka Sevana Jivana Sarthaka Mani Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajane Anakula Payada Pratidivase Paramasuke Pratidivase
That was very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That
Thank
was,
you, Prabhuji.
yeah, thank you, both of you. It was really, really nice. Okay. All right. DK Sharma, Prabhu, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay.
I don't remember. I put my name there. Sorry. So let me just recite one from Charityam. Right. I'll just read one verse, if that's okay.
That is perfect.
Vande Ananta Abduta Aishwaram Sri Nityanandam Ishwaram Yasya Ichaya Tat Swaraparam Anjane Api Nirupate. And the translation says, let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So that was, yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was really, really nice. Okay. Is there anybody else who would like to say anything or recite anything or sing anything? Anything
Prabhuji,
that you would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you are supposed to give us a recipe, right?
Yeah. So I was going to do that, but I wanted to make sure everybody else is done first. Is there anybody else who would like to either showcase anything or say anything or do anything? All right, if not, then I'll get started. So I was going to make a veggie omelet. And before I do that, I wanted to tell you why I chose the veggie omelet. Well, has everybody heard this saying, you can't make an omelet without breaking eggs? Okay. Is there anybody who has never heard this? Okay. So it's basically, it's a saying which demonstrates that you cannot do something good without necessarily having to do something bad, okay, or something difficult or something unwanted, okay? But it's also an expression of to demonstrate impossibility, that you can't do something without without trying to do something which is impossible, okay? And guess what? Nityananda Prabhu made impossible things possible. So you can make a veggie omelet without breaking any eggs, okay? So that was one of the reasons I chose that. The other reason is the omelet is versatile. You can have it in a sandwich, you can have it with rotis, with puris, you can have it with rice, you can have it with halwa, with noodles. You can literally just have it by itself. My wife loves to have it like that. And the other thing, it carries very well. So if you're out on Sankirtan and it's heavy, and so you can just use it at that point of time. Or if you're traveling, sometimes when you're traveling by air and it's a long journey, so you can carry some in your tiffin box. And what it does is it makes you feel satiated. It helps you basically moderate your hunger and so on and so forth. Okay, so what I'll do for the veggie omelet, I'll make it really, really simple. So first of the thing you need is veggies. So you choose whatever veggies you need, and hopefully you're able to see this. I got some yellow peppers, some tomatoes, and just a couple of green beans. Maybe I'll add one more green bean to it. So then at least it will have a little bit of body to it. Okay. So quick. So what we'll do is first we will cook the veggies. All right. Now different people like different amounts of chili or spice into that. I am not really a very big fan. I can't really tolerate chilies that much. But at least within the omelet, I can possibly take one green chili and live with it. So I'll chop this as well. And then we'll saute all of these veggies. And while the saute is happening, then we will kind of make the omelet base. Okay. So I'll quickly saute this chili. Sorry, dice this chili and then we can saute it. Okay. All right. And so now we got a pan over here. I got it on heat. I actually have it on high heat, so I'll lower the heat. Let me know if you're guys, if anybody's having trouble seeing this. Okay. And I'll use some olive oil. Yeah, this is olive. Okay. So the best thing to do is the oil should not be smoking. Now this one I had it on very high heat for quite some time, and you can see it smoking. That kind of burns the vegetables a little bit. So I'll just set it aside for like 5-7 seconds. But another thing you can do is you can start your pan with low heat, add some oil, let it smoke a little bit, and as soon as it smokes, add slightly more oil. And what it does is it immediately takes the temperature down, and then that way it's not going to smoke anymore. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the chopped veggies, put them in there, and let them saute. And while these veggies are sauteing, I'm going to make this like really low heat, low heat. And then we will get the base of the omelet ready. For getting the base of the omelet ready, I will be using some gram flour, chickpea flour, which is some besan. And this is a small omelet that we are going to be making, enough for one person. So a couple of spoons, maybe 2 or 3 heaped spoons is good enough. Okay. And then we're going to put some salt. Put some salt. I always like to put a little bit of turmeric in for a variety of reasons, but the main reason being one, turmeric is really good. It's a great anti-inflammatory agent. Plus, it gives very good color to the omelet. Okay. And then, instead of using water, we will be using milk. Any kind of milk is fine. It need not be like fat milk or skim milk, and whatever works for you. Usually I would use skim milk. Today I'm just using a 2% milk. And this part is important. So you'll put a little bit of milk in. You'll use a whisk and whisk it in. And you will constantly pay attention to the thickness of it. Okay? Now while you're doing that, make sure your veggies are not burned. So kind of going to just all right. So now this is a little too thick, as you can see. That's why I just wanted to demonstrate this. It's very viscous. So you put a little bit more milk, make it little thin, but not like super thin. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So you can see it like run around the pan. All right. Now, chickpea flour always needs a little bit more salt than normal. Okay. And along with this, I always like to put a little bit of coriander leaves. Yeah. So this is coriander, a couple of sprigs of coriander leaf. Okay. And we will just finely chop it, and we will add it to our
I love the way you cut the vegetables.
I'm sorry, Prabhu, what?
I love the way you cut the vegetables.
Yeah, it's so professional, Prabhuji. So nice.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you got your coriander leaves over here, and it's all ready to be put in. Your omelet's ready to be put in. So let's go back over here. Now you can see the veggies over here are more or less done. So they shouldn't be like burned, but they're just a little bit browned up, which is great. I'm just collecting them in the middle over here. And then I will pour this batter around them. Okay. All right. And at least for me, the shape is not important. But for anybody else, if the shape is important, then yes, it would be good for you to have a smaller pan so that when it spreads, it maintains this round shape, okay? So once the veggies are in, now I'm sorry, once the base is in, now I slowly try my best to spread the vegetables a little bit, but it's not really very important to do that. There's a little bit still left over. Okay. And the thing is, you would wait to see these bubbles form, and especially in the middle. Okay, so why did I put the veggies kind of in the middle? Because you see, most of our pans over here, they heat a lot, they heat disproportionately because we don't really use woks and all that. So, which means that it heats more in the center than on the sides. And that's why I didn't want the middle part of the omelet shouldn't be burned. So we kind of like loaded that portion up with a lot of veggies so that it's thicker in the middle. And then it's thinner on the side. Now you can use any kind of oil. Whoa, yeah, hold on. What did I do? Okay, there you go. Yeah, you can use any kind of oil. I use olive oil because, well, it's just healthier. I know many devotees will not eat anything unless it is cooked in ghee or butter, and all glories to them. But this is what I like to do, okay? All right. Am I sharing anything? No, I'm not. All right. Okay, is everybody still able to see me and hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So as you can see, this is almost done. And the way I can tell is on the sides. On the sides, it's browning up. And so we now need to turn it. In fact, you're probably about 10 seconds late already. The way I turn it is I take a plate from which nobody else eats. I put the plate on top like this, and I simply turn it like that, okay? And it comes out. And then I flip the plate back. And this is what you get. Okay? This is what you get. Okay? So as you can see, a little bit of the side, this side is a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. And so that's your omelet right there. And you would then literally just turn it off if you want to, and then allow it to cook for maybe about a minute or so, even with the heat turned off, and your omelet is then ready. So let's just see how it would look like. Okay. This is how it will come out. Okay. All right. Are you able to see this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. So that's your veggie omelet right there. And then the next thing you would do is just offer it, and you can have it with whatever you want. Okay. Very cool.
Very nice.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
You're so welcome. Sorry it was a little difficult having the laptop on one hand and trying to cook with the other hand. I apologize, but I think you got the gist of it. Okay.
It is a wonderful dinner item, Prabhu.
It
Dinner
really
is always a struggle, what to make, but this was amazing. And
It
quick.
really is, Mataji. And you saw, like, it took us, what, maybe 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes to make it.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it's like you feel really tired and you don't really feel like cooking, but yet you want to cook something because you have to offer to the deity something fresh, right? And these are small things which can be very easily cooked. I sometimes like this with just some very plain noodles. And, you know, it's anyway, so you can literally have it with anything you want. Okay?
It's nutritious also, Prabhuji.
It really is. It
Very
really is. Okay, so that's all I had. I'm going to ask again if anybody else wants to share anything or do anything at all.
Can you share your bread recipe? My wife is asking on the group or somewhere, the recipe that you showed us for the bread.
Sure,
Yes, I was about to ask. Even I want the bread recipe, Prabhuji.
Sure, Mataji's, and it's very simple, very easy to make. I'm not really a very good cook, so whatever I cook is like it can't take a lot of time, and you know that's the secret of it. Okay.
Can you share it, Prabhuji?
Do you want it now?
I mean, on the WhatsApp, you can share us.
Yeah, I'll share it on the WhatsApp. No problem. Okay. All right. Unless there is anything else, then we can conclude. It was really nice that everybody could join in for the festival. Now, going forward, every single Sunday, so next Sunday, the following Sunday, and for the rest of our lives, we will be having a program. Either it will be virtual till we open, and once we open, it will, of course, be in person. Okay? And for, very bold. And for those of us, obviously, if you are still worried about the pandemic come like, you know, end of March and so on, and some of the worries are justified, no doubt about that, then we will try our best to have it both in person and stream it on over a Zoom session from the temple itself. So in case if you are not able to or not willing to make it to the temple, at least for some time, we'll try our best to do both. Okay? And we'll see logistically what is possible and what is not possible. Okay. So as always, we will conclude by offering Vaishnava pranams to each other. So if it is possible for everybody to please unmute yourselves, and then we can offer Vaishnava pranams. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Bol. Hare.
Thank you. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Stay safe. Hare Krishna, everyone. Brandy, so nice you could come back. Hare Krishna.